Hey everyone, what's going on? It's me, Larry the Batman fan. So I figured I'd do another top 15, and y'all are probably saying, I thought you were done with the top 15s. Well, I thought I was too. But to be honest with y'all, I actually do want to do a top 15 best Nintendo Wii U games. And I also want to do one for the Nintendo 3DS as well, because I figure those are systems that I do enjoy, but there's just not. I think there's a little bit more on the 3DS that appeals to me personally. But the Wii U, a lot of the games are either ports of games that are on other consoles, such as the PS4 or PS3, or they're just games that don't appeal to me. You know, like as much fun as Pikmin 3 is, Pikmin 3 is not my kind of game. I don't like strategy games, so it's really not on my list. Neither is the Wonderful 101, sorry, because that game is also a strategy game, and I'm not into strategy type of games. There's no Madden or NBA games on here, no baseball or soccer games on here because I don't care for that genre of game. So with that being said, those are just a few games to get off my chest to tell y'all about that. It's just not going to be on my list. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. The number one game for me on the Nintendo Wii U, if you're going to buy a Nintendo Wii U in 2023, which is going to be a 150 or 160 for it, is Super Mario Bros. 3D World. This is a great game. Like if you have a Wii U, like this game is essential to pick up because it is a really great game with massive worlds and lots of fun. Going through this whole campaign, if you want to call it a campaign. Playing as Mario, trying to save Peach from Bowser and the evil, you know, minions of his that is sprinkled throughout the levels. Super Mario 3D Land also capitalized very well on the success of this game as well. That did a very good job as well. Nintendo, pat yourself on the back for making one of the greatest Mario games ever, besides Super Mario 64, which that game is damn near perfection. This game is great. It's a lot of fun. The levels look beautiful. The graphics look great. Um, it's fun. It's your typical Mario platformer game, but it is just a blast to play. Um, there's this power up thing that you can hit when you hit the coin thing right there. I'll show that thing right there. That gives you like these ears, these flying ears. So you can spin in the air like this and fly down to your target, or it turns into a box with a propeller on it, and you can fly to your target. That was really cool feature for the game. Stomping on Goopa's heads, getting to from point A to point B to where you reach the flag and then get to the next spot. It was a really great game all in all. I highly recommend it if you guys have a Wii U. This is a must buy. Okay, number two for me has to be a Zelda game. So I'm going to go ahead and put Zelda Breath of the Wild up here. I know that game is also available on the Nintendo Switch, but originally released for the Wii U. It was one of the last games to come out for the Wii U. It's an action RPG game with adventure elements in the game, and you go through the levels. You start off with a really crappy weapon though. I don't know why they have to give you a branch. A branch doesn't do anything against the enemies. Give me a fucking sword. Don't be like fucking lame like that. Pardon my language, but it pisses me off how certain games give you such a crappy weapon, and it takes so much grinding to get to have a really great sword, a great weapon, and everything. Later on in the game, there are these like moblins that you fight, and all they're like goblins basically, but they call them moblins, and all these other creatures like tigers and shit that you have to fight. And you have like a sword, you can whack them and kill them, but eventually your sword starts to run out of power, so you need to find other weapons So you combine potions and things like that to create new weapons and stuff. But you get a bow and arrow in the game, fire off the bow and arrow, kill the enemies and stuff. It's really has like probably like at least a week's worth of fun to do in that game before you beat that game. I gotta get a copy of that game. Uh, I'll probably pick it up on the Switch though, personally. But it is available for the Wii U. Also, there is a lot of climbing involved. There are these towers that you can climb and lots of things that you can do in the game outside of that. You can explore the environments in that game before actually doing mission objectives. Get to like scout out the land and see what is available to do, which it really adds to the game and its environment and stuff. So it's definitely just something that must be played if you have a Wii U, even though it's a port because it's also available on the Nintendo Switch. It's still worth a buy if you have a Wii U and not a Nintendo Switch. Number 3 is Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. I think they added some DLC and stuff into this game, but this is a good Batman game. It was originally for PS3 and Xbox 360. Sadly, though, was never put on the Wii. I don't know why they never put it on the Wii, but they were fortunate enough to put this and Arkham Origins on the Wii U. Matter of fact, hold on, because I got that game too. Here it is right here. I have this game as well. I have it for the Wii U as well. And they do play very similar, I will say. Here's the back for all y'all that care. They play very similar in their gameplay, but they just redefined what it is to be Batman and feel like a badass when you're playing it. They just really did a great job with these games. And ported to the Wii U, I've seen side-by-side comparisons. The graphics are only a little bit better than the PS3 or 360 version, but still they look good. But the games are still the same. They still play exactly the same, but they are worth your time if you have if you like Batman. Definitely don't pass these up. The gameplay, it's your typical beat 'em up style game. You fight bad guys on the street. Sometimes they swear at you, which is why this game's rated T for teen, because of the violence and some swearing. It's a little bit of suggestive themes in the game as well, but and blood too. But yeah, you fight guys on the ground. You fight like probably 10 at a time. Some of them have bats and clubs, and you like crazy combos and stuff, like punch them in the face, hit this guy in the back of you, kick, do like a 360 kick. So it's got a lot of combat involved. The second game also added the Riddler clues that you had to get, like over 100 clues that you had to find throughout the levels, which would take you a while to complete that, along with the campaign. You eventually do get to go inside doors, find out who's being held hostage, save the hostage from the bad guys, kill the bad guys, or knock them out at least, and eventually fight the big bosses like the Joker, Harley Quinn, Two-Face, and all that, the Penguin. So it's a really good game. They're excellent games. I could probably talk like 10 more minutes on how awesome these games are, but I just want to keep this at like a 20-minute video. So, great games. What would be next for my list since technically we've done Super Mario 3D World, Zelda Breath of the Wild, and the 2 Batman games. So we're at number 5. For me, I'm going to go ahead and put Hyrule Warriors on here. You take Dynasty Warriors, you mix it with with the formula, and you add like Zelda characters into the game, Link, and you put them through the levels, and you just like beat everything up on screen, 100 enemies, 50 enemies at a time, just whoop ass and things like that. It's a really good game. The The graphics are beautiful looking. The gameplay is fun and fluid. There's nothing really to complain about this game. It is a really good game for the Wii U. Definitely a must own. Let's see here. We got number 6, which I'm going to choose Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. This game is also available on the 3DS. I actually do own it on the 3DS. It's a little bit downscaled. The frame rate isn't as good on the 3DS as it is on the Wii U, but it's not to say that that game is bad. But yeah, this is a great game. It's a fighting game on the Wii U. It's excellent. Tons of characters to play as: Pac-Man, Mario, Sonic. I think you get to play as Solid Snake from Metal Gear in this game. You can play as one of your Mii characters in this game. So I could play as Larry, as myself. You know, have like Donkey Kong, Captain Falcon. Yeah, there's the Mii character right there. Yeah, you get to play as Samus, Metroid. And you get to play as Pikachu, Squirtle, Bowser. Yeah, you do get to play as Bowser. Princess Peach, Daisy, Wario, Waluigi, and a bunch of other characters. Kirby. I could talk about this game for like 10 hours because it's that amazing of a game. But it's a good game. Great fighting game. Definitely hours upon hours of play. All the Smash Brothers games are excellent. Definitely recommend that. Now, at number 7, I currently don't own this game, but I do believe that it should be on everybody's Wii U list. That game is Xenoblade Chronicles. I mean, that game is a masterpiece of a game. They did later on port that game to the Wii U, or not the Wii U, the Switch. I meant to say. They did, and it looks even better on the Switch, remastered. They've also made the second and the third game on the Switch, which I do have the second game. The first game was originally on the Wii, but then it got ported to multiple systems, including the Wii U. But it's a RPG game. It's actually an action RPG or JRPG, one of them. Play as a guy, go through levels, kill monsters, and level up your sword and potions and whatnot. And it's a really massive world too. Like, it's mind blowing how they were able to fit that onto a disc. And it's such a big game. It would take you probably like close to a month to beat that game, because that's how much there is to do in the game. I think you also do get a companion or two later on in the game to help you fight bad guys, and it does turn into one of those games where you attack the enemy and then it attacks you. So I think it is a JRPG. It's not a action RPG like Zelda or Kingdom Hearts. So it does have that combat system going in it. And it's just a really good game. Really excellent. Now next is number 8. And this is about as high as I could put this on the list, honestly. I would have liked to have put it higher, because I do like some zombie games. But it had some moments in the game and things in the game that really sucked. And that game is Zombie U. And why I say that is because the only help that you really have in this game, because you're a survivor in this game, and how the game boots up, you're a survivor, and there's like thousands of zombies in the game. And then you get this guy called the Prepper, who is talking to you, and he's telling you to hurry up and get inside and get to safety, because those things are out there, and in one bite, you're dead. So in the very first level, you're like running for your life, you know? You're like, screw the zombies. I just gotta run past a bunch of zombies. And there's this one zombie that's eating off the flesh of another person. You just skip past him, You gotta make your way up the ladder and into the safe house, you know. But that's not the problem with the game. The problem is the combat in the game. Like, why does it take 12 fucking hits just to kill a zombie that's got like a shield over its head? Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. It should not take that many hits to kill a zombie. 5 or 6 at the most. You know, that's a pain in the ass. Another pain in the ass is that there is a little bit of backtracking in the game, which I hate. Um, like having to go back. If like your character dies and you come back as another person, it could be a man or a woman. You have to go back and get that backpack from the dead person that died, right? And if you die, that's it. That you can't get those weapons back or those items back. You got to start from scratch, which really sucks. It should have been infinite amount of times to be able to get that stuff back, but they only give you one chance to get that stuff back, and if you don't, you're screwed, which sucks, man. Um, yeah, I will say that like I don't understand why a headshot from a zombie doesn't kill it in one shot. Like there were certain parts of the game where there'd be like 3 zombies chasing you in this one spot, and all you could do is like circle around to get away from them and have enough space so that they're not close to you. Shoot it in the head, but it takes like 3 hits just to kill it. You shouldn't have to have 3 hits, bullet shots in the head to kill a zombie. It should be 1 hit only. Because in Resident Evil, it's not like that. You shoot a zombie in the head once, it's going down, man. So that was just something that was a problem. The graphics could look a little bit better. They're okay. They didn't look mind blowing like Mario World, Super Mario 3D World rather. But you know, all in all, it's still a good game for number 8th place. It just cannot go any higher on my list, honestly. I did have some fun with this game though, killing zombies and going through the levels. Although one thing that would have been nice for the multiplayer, besides it being you fighting off a bunch of horde of zombies and that other mode in the game, they should have had like a Call of Duty style mode where it's you and a friend. They should have made it a 2-player multiplayer because I don't think it's a 2-player game. I think it's just 1 player. They should have had like a 2-player mode where it's like Call of Duty's Nazi zombies in the game to make it even more enjoyable to play the multiplayer. But other than that, this game is great and I highly recommend it. Number 9 is Mario Kart 8, and it's at number 9 because they really screwed up the battle mode in this game. I mean, there's no balloon mode whatsoever. They had coin runners and I think bomb blast, but no balloon mode in this game, which really stinks. If they had added that in the game, it would have been a damn near perfection game. They did fix that with the Switch version, so the Switch version is actually higher for my list. If I was to rank it up, the Switch version would probably be in my top 5, but this cannot be in my top 5 for that reason. It really holds the game back from its greatness of what it was supposed to be great in the first place, but they screwed that up. Other than that, the game's great. The racing and everything in the game is excellent. Can't complain otherwise. It's a great game. And it's perfect for number 9. Let's see what else would I put on for my number 10 spot. Yeah, this is what I would choose. You're probably saying, what game is this? This is Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Or Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Here it is. It's a really fun platform game in the Donkey Kong franchise. It's the 5th game in the series. It's a perfect game for the list, and I do recommend it if you guys have a Wii U. It's very challenging. It's very difficult, but it is satisfying once you beat this game. Oh, and of course I dropped it. Whoops. Yeah, it's definitely a good one. I highly recommend it. Number 11 is Monster Hunter 3. I don't have Monster Hunter 3, so I'm just going to talk about it. It's an excellent game for your Wii U. I think they also ported it to the Nintendo 3DS. It is an action RPG game. Play as a guy with a big sword. Go around killing monsters and fighting demons. Fighting evil people. Lots of exploring in the game and the levels, and it looks beautiful. It really does look beautiful on the Nintendo Wii U. Um, you pay for new weapons and stuff in the game, and the environments are bright and colorful. A lot of exploring, lots of things to do in the environments. The trees look very realistic, and the gameplay is very fun. So I highly recommend that. All right, so number 12 we have here. We have Super Mario Maker. Very good game. I highly recommend this game. It's a lot of fun creating your own levels in the game and making it a very challenging game. There's just so much you can do in this game. Um, you can add stuff and take stuff away, just like it shows on the front here. Add all those Goombas and stomp on like 5 Goombas' heads at one time in a row, but you gotta remember to jump. Collect thousands of coins, just a lot to do. And my brother actually got into playing this game for a while. He was really enjoying creating his own levels because he had never been able to do that before in older Mario games. And he's not a video game enthusiast like I am. He doesn't get as excited over these games. But this game he actually did play for like a good hour or hour and a half with me. And it was a fun game to play. It was really a blast with him. And by yourself, you can still have some fun playing this. So I definitely recommend it. The sequel is obviously on the Nintendo Switch. Okay, so number 13 is Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge. When it first came out, it was exclusive to the Wii U, but since then it's been ported to Xbox 360. And it might have been on PS4 or something, I'm not really sure. But it's a damn good game in the Ninja Gaiden franchise. Lots of fighting of the bad guys, just kill in this game, basically. Lots of blood. You definitely see a lot of gore and blood in this game. Definitely a good M-rated game on the Wii U. I think there was 1 or 2 extra features for this game that was not in the Xbox 360 version of the game. But it's a really fun beat 'em up game, side-scrolling beat 'em up game, where you play as a ninja in the game and you just go through just killing everything in sight, basically. Just decimating all your enemies. It's really a good game to play when you're pissed off. Definitely one to play then. But great game. I recommend it. Here's the back. Alright, number 14 is Super Mario Bros. U. It also includes Luigi U. Give me a second. Long video, man. Excuse me. We're at the almost the 30-minute mark. Try to do this in 20 minutes and look what happens. I can't do it in 20 minutes. Super Mario Bros. U with Super Luigi U, or New Super Luigi U. Number 14, this is about as high as I could put it. This game is very repetitive, and it doesn't really add anything new from the original game on the Wii. But it is still fun if you have multiple people to play with you. But usually it's just me and Joseph playing this, because a lot of my other friends besides Joseph and Kyle, they're not into video games. They're not interested in playing video games. So they don't have that nostalgia itch or that need to play video games. Like my friend Asim, he's not into video games at all, so I couldn't ask him to play video games with me. But this game is fun. It's a good platformer, side-scrolling platformer, that is. Go through levels, getting coins, getting extra lives, riding on Yoshi, watching out for the pits and stuff, and those things that roll. You gotta jump on it and move to the next platform. You can't just stay on it because you'll die. Excuse me. So yeah, that's basically what you do in the game. Plus, you can get like the wings to help you fly through the level, which makes it a little bit easier to bypass some things. You know, stomp on Goopa's heads and things like that. Oh, it's definitely a fun game to play for sure. It's just very repetitive. Other than that, it's a great game. And then the last game I have for my list, which I don't have many Wii U games here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the list. Is Splatoon. Although one thing that is annoying about this game is you need an internet connection to enter matches. I don't even know if the servers are up for this game. Like I tried that and it said no, you need to connect to the internet. The cartoon characters in the game told me that. But I didn't have the internet connection hooked up to play it. But I've seen some gameplay on Splatoon and it is a fun game to play. It's like a third person shooter game, but it's not M rated because it's more cartoony and you instead of using real guns, you're using paintball guns. And how you win in this game is like say you're red, right? And the opponent you're going against is one is blue and the other one is yellow and another one is green or pink. And so you have to dominate the world by spraying things down. You can still shoot at the enemies to like knock them off course, but you also do shoot at the ground and you keep going until the time runs out. But the person with the most spray painted on the world, in the world rather, is the winner, you know, ultimately. So that's what I got out of this game. It is fun, but sadly, you need to have an internet connection in order to play this game. They may have remastered this game for the Switch, but if they did a really good job with the Switch version, I'm sure, as well. So, for honorable mentions for the Wii U, there isn't very many, but there is a few that I want to highlight. One of them being Star Fox Guard. It's a tower defense game, and it does fall under the RTS genre, which I am not a fan of RTS games really at all. I could give less of a crap of about RTS type of games, and Star Fox is not really meant to be an RTS game. But I'll admit that the game does have some fun things in the game, and this game is super cheap. I think at GameStop at one time they were selling this for like $1. And for $1, it's like, how could you go wrong? Of course, GameStop doesn't have Wii U games anymore, so you might end up paying about $10 for this on eBay, but it is worth it. Star Fox Zero, that game is also a must-own for Wii U owners. I think that game is good. That's one to highlight. Mario Party 10, can't go wrong with some Mario Party. Gotta love Mario Party. And then, of course, I know Pikmin 3 is a great game, but I'm just not a big fan of those type of games. But I will put it up here because I know a lot of people are going to be mad if I don't put it up here. The Wonderful 101. Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's a good game. If you guys like those 8-bit style games, platform games, then that's perfect. But the game is also available on PS4 and Xbox One. There's many versions of that game. It might have even gotten a port on the Switch to how good the game is. But Shovel Knight is a fun game, which I do recommend. Axiom Verge is another fun platformer game. That game is another one that I do recommend if you have a Wii U. And then I also do recommend Sonic and the Lost World. Kirby, there is a Kirby game on the Wii U. I forgot the name of it. Rainbow Curse, I think. Yeah, that's it. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. And then also Sonic, excuse me, Sonic All-Star Transformed Racing. That's a fun Sonic game. Plays very similar to Mario Kart, but is done right. And it's pretty fun. It's a good game. And that's about it. Oh, wait. There's also Zelda Wind Waker HD, which is basically a remake or a remastered version of Zelda the Wind Waker that was on GameCube. And also Zelda Twilight Princess HD for the Wii U. And Tokyo Mirage Sessions is also a good game on the Wii U. And Devil's Third. I can't forget Devil's Third, which is a shooter game with action adventure elements in the game, where you play as a tattooed guy who goes to the levels to shoot bad guys and beating them up with a sword and your fists. That game is actually quite rare now. It's very hard to come by, and if you do come by, you're gonna pay around $500. So you might want to snag a copy while you can, because that game may get up into the thousands eventually. Well, anyways, that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys enjoyed my top 15 plus honorable mentions. Thank you for watching. Anthony Chobot, please do not forget you have a request from me to do a top 15 best Sega Dreamcast games. And everybody else that's watching, Footloose, Jack Goldkick, Real G Money Hairston, everybody else that is subscribed to my channel, just letting you know, thank you very much for watching my channel and my videos. I appreciate it very much. Be sure to check out my other videos on my channel if you have not done so. And God bless you all, and thank you for watching. Take care. Peace.